Blind judo is an adaptation of the Japanese martial art of judo for visually impaired athletes. It made to the Paralympics for men in Seoul 1988 and women in Athens 2004. The athletes or judokas use their sense of touch to feel the moves that will be made by the opponent. Breathing, movement, and grip of the judoki or judo suits are things that must be considered in detail during the match. Para judo is great for athletes for visual impairment because these athletes tend to possess highly developed qualities such as balance, touch, and combative instinct. This sport also requires an extreme physical and strategic performance, and competitors must use different techniques to overcome or immobilize their opponent. Visually impaired athletes are classified into 3 classes based on the type of disability. The blind classification of the athletes based on medical classification and not on functional classification. The classes are B1, B2, and B3. B1 category encompasses no light perception in either eye up to light perception, but there is an inability to recognize shapes and at any distance or any direction. B2 and B3 category. Both of these categories involve a low level of usable partial vision, but those in B3 category will be able to see more than those graded as B2. Blind athletes with hearing loss are also eligible for the competitions. Para-athletes compete in various weight categories for men and women. The only 2 differences between para-judo and Olympic judo are that first, judokas can have contact with the opponent at the start of the match, and second, the mat has a different texture in order to assist competitors in knowing where the boundary is. Another important rule difference is the use of verbal signs and touches to communicate commands and decisions of the officials. If athlete has red circle on their suit, it indicates that the athlete has B1 level of visual impairment. And if athlete has a yellow circle, it indicates that the athlete is deaf as well as having a visual impairment. Blind judo competition will be on the 11th Asean Para Games 2022, held from 31st of July to August 4th at Convention Hall Tirtonadi. The athletes will be fighting for 18 medals. One of the sports on the 11th Asean Para Games 2022 is para-athletic. Since 1960, athletics has been part of the Paralympic Games and consists of a wide range of competition and events that are open to both gender in all impairment groups such as vision impairment, cerebral palsy, amputees, and spinal cord injury athletes. Classification in para-athletics is to determine who can compete in the specific sport, and it's used to establish a fair competitions. Athletes are assessed and categorized into 6 functional classifications in each event, and the prefix T stands for track and F stands for field. The rules of the sports are the same as the one for able-bodied athletes in various disciplines of athletics. The difference lies in the supporting equipment, namely wheelchairs, prosthetics, and guides. During a wheelchair race, as long as it doesn't interfere with the other competing athletes, the athletes may move into other lanes. The end of the race is determined when the latter wheels of the wheelchair cross the finish line. Guides are allowed in complete blindness event, and non-transparent glasses or eye patches are required to be used. The athletes on this event are having 2 lanes each. T12 events allow optional use of guides and eye patches, while T13 events do not require guide. Athletes with lower limb amputation may use prosthetics. Hopping or running with both feet and not in contact with the ground will result disqualification. Sitting events consist of 6 games, with 3 consecutive throws and 3 final throws, while standing event consists of 6 games, with 3 games played in order and 3 final throws. F11 grade athletes require the use of eye patch and can touch the bar beforehand during high jump events. Both F11 and F12 athletes can be guided based on the direction by the guide runners. They can use sound to determine the directions, and sound assistance is allowed during throwing events for guidance of directions. All events follow the regulation for regular event, with the exception of the use of prosthetics. Athletes use specially designed wheelchair for throwing. The throwing techniques used include overdraw, side draw, and underdraw. The winner is determined after adding scores from all 6 throws. These events are held in regular stadiums, and the weight of equipment should be modified for throwing events. Para-athletic will be held from 1st to 5th of August 2022 at Manahan Stadium and Sriwidari Stadium. The competition will comprise 145 medals event. In a major sports event, the role of International Broadcast Center or IBC is very important. Constructed as the media headquarters, IBC provides and distributes the majority of camera coverage from 14 sports at the 11 Asean Para Games 2022 in Solo, Indonesia.
Ya, ini pertama kalinya hampir semua cabang disiarkan secara live ya. Ini luar biasa sekali.
After the withdrawal of Vietnam, Indonesia was chosen to be the host of the 11th Asean Para Games 2022.
Yang jelas ini kan kedua kalinya kita jadi tuan rumah. Ya harapannya ke depan Solo bisa lebih friendly untuk teman-teman difabel kita. Dan juga warga Solo lebih aware bahwa atlet-atlet difabel kita ini luar biasa semua. Dan medali yang sudah didapatkan ini juga sudah sesuai target dari Pak Menpora. Jadi luar biasa sekali.
Even though the preparation considered very brief and everything need to be expedited, Indonesia did a very good job as a host.
The election, actually, we have to say that Indonesia is very brave because they concerned about the opportunity of the para elites. They finally proposed to host the games, so that is very brave of him. However, since we have a limitation of the times, but however, Indonesia did a very good job. That's wonderful.
Thailand men's 3-on-3 wheelchair basketball team becomes the most dominating team on Asian Para Games 2022 in Solo, Indonesia. For Kwanchai Pimkorn and his team, the journey to gold medal seems so easy. At Sritex Arena Solo, they won all 4 qualification games in a row and have never lost a single game.
I happy. I win 3-on-3. I very happy.
The Thailand wheelchair basketball team closed the men's 3-on-3 category by winning gold medal against the Philippines on Sunday, July 31st, 2022. The winning streak against all competitors showed the level of experience that the team have. The way they remain calm and can always find an accurate solution under pressure is also one of the contributing factors to their victory. And consistency is the last ingredient for the Thailand men's 3-on-3 wheelchair basketball national team to be on top. The two coaches, Pitaya Pratin and Reza, have their own way to set the best strategy. Their game plan relies on the player ensemble. They don't depend on 1 or 2 players to score a point, but instead all of the team can contribute to a winning point.
I have U23 World Championship, and big team. I have World Championship in Dubai. Yes, U23 have game September, and big team have game World Championship November. Yeah.
Pitaya and Reza have never hesitated to modify the lineup players, and that is why they never had a fixed one. They can also easily put the starter into the bench if their role doesn't match the game plan. It was like they always put a different trio of players in almost every game.
I think in the future, very good team. I think future Indonesia team, Philippine team, Cambodia, this okay, good team.
And the tactic works. Thailand is the gold medalist for men 3-on-3 wheelchair basketball in Asian Para Games 2022. And it's all because of the coach intelligence plus the squad depth.
Asean Para Games can. Every team can. It's a short time, 10 minutes. Every team can win. Yeah.
Going through physical disability in the middle of starting a career is definitely a challenge. Many people might just give up while mourning their fate. That thought once crossed Eric Ting's mind when he had his tragic accident. However, he showed his persistence and now has made his achievement on the para table tennis sport representing Singapore on Asian Para Games 2022. This achievement might never happen without his wife's support, Sharon Ting.
How we met many years ago on online. So yeah, she knows that I'm on a wheelchair and all that even before we met. So after we met up, then we just hit off with one another. We got the same outlook in life. Both are also optimistic kind.
I always need to give my full support so that he will be. I just want to please him and make the family be more harmonized and happy. So if husband happy, I'm happy, everybody is happy.
I was actually doing wheelchair racing until 2015. When Singapore organized the Asean Para Games, and I went to try it out, and the coach saw the potential, so asked me whether I want to switch. And I guess being getting older and stamina going down and all that, I thought it's quite a good switch to table tennis. It's a mental and strategy game more than physical and brute strength like the wheelchair racing. My accident was very long ago. I mean, it was like, I was at the age of 25. I was driving overseas and late at night, and the car capsized and I fractured my spinal cord. It was in Australia. So yeah, that was exactly 25 years ago. Actually, our government support is there. Whenever for major competition, they do provide the funds, and that includes the primary caregiver and the coaches and all that. So our government is very supportive in this sense. I think whatever sports, whether table tennis, whether basketball, I think it's a very good form of rehab and for people with disability to keep a healthy lifestyle. Because you are already disabled and all that. If you continue to not do anything, your body condition will just keep going down. So I think whether table tennis or any sports, I will encourage people with disability to at least do it. Whether recreational or competition, yeah, just do it. I think in life, if you never try it, you will never know it. So you got to take the first step instead of other people helping you to take the first step. So yeah, you must have a proactive mentality. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, it's very tiring. It's very stressful. So don't keep it to yourself. If you need help, just ask for help, and you just have to keep on encourage yourself also, and join more friends with the same problem and encourage each other.